Hey guys, Shadow Reviewer here. This is it. I'm going to rank every single episode of H20 Just Add Water Season 3 from worst to best. Okay, as per usual, a couple of notes. I'll be looking at the script a little bit sometimes because I don't want to miss anything. I'm not insulting any actors, so I don't think I am. And lastly, this list is my opinion. Let me know down in the comments below if you agree or disagree with me. I think you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Laser125. So, let's get on with this ranking. And what I consider the worst episode of Season 3 is number 26, Episode 16, The Dark Side. Honestly, out of all the full moon episodes that I have watched, there have been some good ones. Moonspell was fun. Siren Effect was hilarious. Bad Moon Rising was my favorite episode of Season 1. Stormy Weather was a good start. Moonwalker was fine. Moonstruck was fun. The Season 2 finale was good enough. The Awakening was not bad. Kidnapped is great. Mako Masters, I'll be mentioning much later on, is fantastic. What do I say about the Dark Side? Absolutely terrible. What Ricky does throughout the entire episode is gotta be one of the worst decisions that she's ever made. Okay, so she comes across the water tentacle. She bonds with it. Seems easy enough. But not only does she decide to keep this discovery a secret from both Cleo and Bella, who, let's be frank here, are absolutely terrified. Bella almost died in the previous full moon episode, and Cleo, oh my god. And you decide to keep this a secret? What the heck, Ricky? Oh, and to top it off, she makes Will keep it a secret as well. That poor boy can't seem to catch a break. And honestly, the worst, and that's only just the cherry on top, Kim throughout this whole episode has been nothing but a pain. I mean, Cleo stated pretty much this was just a girl's sleepover. But Kim spreads the rumor at the party. And poor Dawn believes this crap for some reason. Honestly, Kim, you're just terrible. Just terrible. So yeah, this has to be the worst episode in Season 3, period. And sadly, it'll take a long time for it to get better. Number 25, Episode 7, Happy Families. And the Kim crap just keeps going. And she's not just the absolute worst. I mean, you should be happy for your father, Kim. And and pretty much, to keep him happy, he has to give you gifts in return. Wow. Real supportive, Kim. You care more about the gifts than your father's happiness. You're a spoiled little brat. Oh, and yeah, and she tries to make Cleo feel guilty. Why? Jeez. And she makes Cleo look like the bad guy. Real charming, Kim. But honestly, Dawn, you deserve happiness. And you and Sam are a really nice couple. And what happens later on is, honestly, it does get better. But man, this episode is awful. Oh yeah, and the subplot's not much better. I mean, Sophie, and yeah, this is the beginning of Sophie being one of the most insufferable characters in this show. And man, her successful sabotage of Bella trying to get a job is gotta be one of the stupidest moments I've seen. Wow, Sophie, that's pretty much intimidation and bullying. And yet Ricky and Zane give her the job. Oh my god, this is stupid writing at its finest. Oh my god. And apparently so. Give me a sec here. The next few entries, they keep going with the butchering of characters, and boy is this bad. Really bad. Yeah. I put this higher than the dark side because John and Sam being the best part of this episode is what stops it from ranking as the worst. But it's still a bad episode. Number 24, episode 15, Power Play. And here we keep going with Sophie and Kim just being the worst. But the reason it ranks as the third worst is the resolutions. I'll get to those in a bit. Okay, so Sophie keeps going with the let's bully Bella on the bandwagon crap. I mean, she outright overhears Bella's idea of raising money to help save the dolphins, and Sophie takes it as her idea. Truly very evil. And she makes Bella and Nate's lives absolute hell. For no absolute reason. Oh, and yeah, she makes Dolphin Rescue pay up, even though clearly they give money to them, which makes absolute zero sense. Honestly, Sophie, you're just terrible. You're just a terrible person. But thank God Zane and Ricky come to their senses and fire her, which is honestly the best decision they could have made. Sadly, it's only temporary. Trust me, we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, this is Sophie at her finest. Oh, and Kim's not much better. I thought we were done with the whole let's hurt Sam and Cleo bandwagon too. I mean, all because she hates Sam's things? That is the dumbest motivation I've heard. I know it can be weird, but come on, Kim, you're better than this. And once again, she makes Cleo out to be the bad guy again. I mean, seriously, Kim! But again, I like that Cleo and Sam team up to teach Kim a lesson. True, we never see it on screen, but it is heavily implied. And honestly, it's what she absolutely deserves. Jesus! So yeah, this is another terrible episode, and this is Kim and Sophie at their worst. Please, just, oh my god! Number 23, episode 6, Secrets and Lies. Once again, we get more butchering. Oh, and here's the best part. It's not Kim and Sophie this time around. It's Lewis and Bella this time around. Yeah, remember how Lewis seems to slip up at some points? Season 1, episode 8 comes to mind. Season 2, episode 20 comes to mind. And this is Lewis again, doing something he clearly shouldn't bring out in the public, and gets discovered. I mean, true, yeah, they don't find out, but he was close to getting caught. So yeah, I get it, scientist stuff, but maybe do the experiments at home when you're not gonna get seen. And yet he gets caught by the science teacher, who tells him to show the experiment in class. What the hell, Lewis? I thought from the last 2 times you could be better than this. But nope, you screwed up again. You're lucky your girlfriend is there, because her, Ricky, and Bella could have been experiments if it wasn't for Cleo saving your ass. Yeah, it's pretty stupid. Oh yeah, and we get the misunderstanding plot with Bella thinking that Will's seeing somebody else. You're not even dating, so what the hell's going on? Oh, and speaking of almost getting caught, Bella, completely out in the blue, as a moment no less, stalking Will and Sophie, And she almost gets seen if it weren't for Ricky saving your ass. Oh yeah, and she ends up making herself look like a stupid idiot instead of talking it out with Willow like a normal person, but my bejeevers. So yeah, we get the misunderstanding plot and we get the stupid plot. Yeah, this is honestly dumb, really stupidly dumb. Ugh. But the reason it ranks only at number 23 and not lower is at least they get this over and done with. Oh my god. Number 22, episode 19, Breakaway. Yeah, you knew this episode was eventually going to make it on the list. And it's not hard to see why. I mean, my god, die the Jesus. I mean, what's there to say? What's there to say? Zane cheating on Ricky has got to be one of the most stupidest moments in H20 history. And probably, yeah, it might have been the most controversial moment. Now, before I get into the actually not bad, the way this is set up is pretty much, in my theory, Sophie's revenge. They fired her, so she might as well break them up. Kissing Zane was step number 1. Step number 2 was Ricky leaving the cafe and Sophie taking over as manager, which is, of course, the following episode. And, of course, number 3, trying to get with Zane. This is pretty much Sophie's plan from the beginning. But, again, that's just my theory. But nevertheless, Zane cheating on Ricky is one of the stupidest moments in the show. And honestly, Ricky, you dumping him was the smartest thing you've ever done. And on to the reason why this is not ranked lower. Will standing up to Sophie is gotta be one of his best moments. And the girls coming in to support him when he wins the free diving competition. This is fantastic. This is great. This is really great. So thank you, girls, for coming in for your support. But nevertheless, it's a stupid episode with a sprinkle of good in there. Number 21, episode 17, A Magnetic Attraction. I'll get this out of the way. Ryan is fine as a character. But I will agree, and yes, Laser125 did bring this up too. It is weird that he introduced this late into the series. I mean, we've got what? 9 episodes left, and he's introduced this late. But yeah, Ryan is fine. I mean, he's harmless. Although I will admit, Kim's crush on him is damn funny. I'll give her that. But the stuff from episode 16 is brought here, and it's so dumb. I mean, she pretty much points out that Cleo is pretty much putting their secret in danger. Hello? Hypocrite much, Ricky? Hypocrite much? And even Cleo and Bella eventually figure out that Ricky's pretty much gone off the deep end. Hell, she even expects Zane to drop out of his workday to be with her all the time. That's not how the real world works, Ricky. Seriously. Honestly, the Ryan stuff's okay, but man, is the Ricky stuff dumb. Really stupidly dumb. And we got a long way to go before we get to the actual good stuff. And honestly, splitting this whole Ricky becomes isolated into 3 episodes is long, drawing, and bad. But at least it ends on a good... At least it ends good. And speaking of which, number 20, episode 18, Into the Light. It's a good resolution, but Ricky being called out on her crap is pretty much, honestly, can you really blame Cleo and Bella? I mean, Will does actually the right thing and tells them, and they rightfully call out that Ricky is an absolute hypocrite. I mean, why didn't you tell them right from the start? We could have been spared this whole crap. But I will give Will some credit. Despite breaking the promise he made to Ricky, he outright goes out of his way to make sure she's okay. Will, you continue to be, honestly, a really underrated character. And he even stops her from hurting Ryan, who is at Mako, by the way, from hurting him completely. And I love the ending scene where Ricky and the girls eventually talk it out. It's a really nice acting moment from the three main leads. But sadly, this stuff is not good enough for it to rank higher. The Ricky stuff still really annoys me, but at least it's finally over. God. Number 19, Episode 9, The Sorcerer's Apprentice. I know some people like this episode, but I'm sadly not one of them. Mostly because this is Cleo at her worst. So yeah, she was outright told by Lois to put the moon pool water back at Mako Island. But what does she do? She keeps him away with her father, we'll get to that in a bit, and decides to experiment with it by herself, by dragging Paul, Ricky, and Bella into the mix. And while, yes, this is entirely 20% Ricky's fault, although Hector getting trapped in that bubble is totally Cleo's fault. True, yeah, Ricky kinda started this whole thing, but this wouldn't have happened if you damn listened to your boyfriend, Cleo. Jeez. Yeah, and this whole trip thing is so annoying. But we do get some funny moments from Will from this. I mean, his facial expressions actually get a good chuckle every once in a while. Oh, and speaking of what I said earlier, I kind of like the subplot with Don in the golf game. His reactions to starting getting from calm and collective to slightly raging and competitive is some of the funniest acting I've seen from Ellen David Lee. Honestly, he makes Don such a really good character, and this is pretty damn funny. But what really is sweet is Lewis forfeiting the games that Don can win. That is really sweet of you, Lewis. And honestly, seeing Don happy, honestly, makes me happy. Honestly, the guy deserves happiness, and Lewis, you brought it straight to him. Thank you very much. But again, the main plot is what drags this episode down from not ranking lower, but not ranking higher. I'm sorry, I just don't like this episode. I know some people do, but I'm sadly not one of them. Number 18, Episode 3, Keep Your Enemies Close. Yeah. This is Will, honestly, his goddamn worst. I mean, this is early season 3 Will, but man, it's dumb. He's pretty much forced into the plot, with pretty much giving something for Cleo to resolve the conflict. Okay, she wants to be a dolphin trainer. Good for her. But as she's trying to train Ronnie, Will suddenly appears and makes it look like Cleo's the one performing the tricks, and she's put in the dolphin show. And I will give Phoebe Toygan some credit. She acts the hell out of this episode. And more on her acting later. But man, the scene where she's absolutely terrified and pretty much getting humiliated is so ungodly sad. And she sadly has to rely on Will to save the day. I mean, wow. Yeah, this wouldn't have happened if Will was told no means no, get out of the park. But yeah, it's stupid. And while the misunderstanding with Ricky and Bella is only brought up a couple of times and resolved quickly, it's fine. But man, is the episode stupid and it feels forced. And it feels really dumb. I'm sorry, I just can't rate this higher because of the Will stuff. I'm sorry. Number 17, Episode 5, Big Ideas. And now we swap from me not liking Will to actually feeling sorry for him, because I'm gonna ask saying this. What is your deal with Will? What is your deal? He's done nothing to you, and you berate him at every single turn. Hell, later on in the series, you attempt to sabotage his relationship. Well done, Zane. And yeah, and yes, this is the start of the Zane-Will feud, and it is so goddamn forced. I mean, my god, it is so ungodly forced. I mean, the dirt bike racing thing is kind of meh, but man, Zane resorting to cheating to make sure he can't pay the $200 prize money is some of the stupidest things that he could think of. Oh, and dragging Nate in with him certainly helps. And it's not the last time he does it. More on that later. But I do like that not only Nate gets his karma for helping Zane cheat. To be fair, Bella actually did that, but he doesn't know that. And I like that Zane pretty much tells Ricky tells Zane that to cut the crap and give Will his money. Seriously, Zane, you're so stupid. But at least the subplot with Cleo and Lewis experimenting with the moon pool stuff at Mako Island is somewhat interesting. It feels realistic for the two brainiacs to experiment. It somewhat makes this plotline okay, enough. But it's still a terribly written episode and a stupid way to start the whole Will versus Zane feud. So dumb. Number 16, episode 26, Graduation. I think the season finale is fine. I'll get to the good stuff in a bit, but the bad stuff, I'm not going to go into fully why I think the ending is divided. If you want more detail, go watch my review of the season 3 finale episode. But Lewis coming back is good, but Emma should have been there. Jeez. The Sophie subplot, which was started back in the previous episode, more on that later, feels tacked on and stupid. Oh, and as much as I did praise Charlotte's redemption at the end, somewhat, Sophie's feels forced. I am not buying that Sophie is suddenly a good guy. No. After all the crap you did in the season, sabotaging a potential other employees, bullying Bella on a regular basis, forcing Will into doing something wrong, oh, and to top it off, destroying Zane and Ricky's relationship because they fired you, it's gotta be some of the stupidest crap you've ever done. And I'm not buying the redemption from Sophie, so no. Just no. Okay, now to the good stuff. The climax of the movie with the girls combining their powers to knock the comet away is some of the coolest stuff that I've seen. It's visually gorgeous. The comet effects surprisingly good from. Let me know down in the comments what year, because I forgot. I thoroughly enjoyed that scene, and it's really well done. So, not the worst season finale, but it is better than season 1's finale. But it will never top season 2's finale. Just give me a sec. Number 15, episode 23, Beach Party. Okay, so I'll get the stupid stuff out of the way. Zane's still punning after Ricky after she clearly saying they're not together anymore. It's still stupid. It is still ungodly stupid. And the whole Bella misunderstanding again clearly doesn't help. But thankfully it's resolved pretty quick with Will and Bella getting together, which is fine, but it is done better in the next episode. The Ryan subplot is pretty much forgettable and pointless. Seriously, you could cut it out and it wouldn't affect the story at all. Yeah, I forgot it was in there, but I thought I'd bring it up. Okay, now on to the good stuff. The Ricky and Will friendship they have is some of the most underrated. I mean, they seem pretty close. And should have gotten together. I'm sorry. I like Will and Ricky as a couple. They should have been together. They share common interests. They seem to talk with each other more, and they have each other's backs. More on that later, for better or worse. I mean, in episode 18, Will had Ricky's back. In episode 14, Ricky saved him. Again, more on that episode later. But nevertheless, Beach Party is fine, but man, design stuff gets really old really fast. Seriously, dude, take the hint! Number 14, episode 11, Just a Girl at Heart. Will is honestly probably one note here. I mean, it feels rather forced that he only likes Bella because she's a mermaid, and he puts her in dangerous situations where she could easily get caught and discovered, like when Sophie and the diving inventor, I don't know, almost get caught. He pretty much jeopardizes his chance to show off what he can do, and it feels utterly forced. Even Bella figures this out, and I honestly feel bad. Seriously, Bella, did you really think that this could have worked? Thankfully, it does later on, but this was a pretty weak start. But I do like the subplot with the kid's birthday party. Surprisingly enough, it actually works for me. Honestly, I feel so bad for Ricky where she has to entertain the kids as Rico the Clown. But I do like Cleo's input when she helped Ricky with a magic trick. And it's honestly really cool. I like the effect. It's not half bad. But I do like the payoff at the end with Zane taking the role over as the clown and him pretty much me when I took my first work experience. I went pretty much the same way as he did. Honestly, that's just funny. But yeah, the main plot's not great, but the subplot is surprisingly funny. It's a mediocre episode, but not entirely bad. Number 13, episode 12, Crime and Punishment. Now, a lot of people don't seem to like this episode, mostly because of Ricky and Will's characters, but one kind of deserved what was coming, and one can you honestly blame. Now, here is my overall opinion on this, and I did get a comment saying that Will blackmailing the girls into telling him everything is stupid, but can you really honestly blame him at this point? In my eyes, really. Okay, so Bella pretty much outright lied to him in episode 10 that Ricky and Cleo don't know about her being a mermaid. When clearly she should have told him, oh, they do know, but they're not mermaids. I'm the only mermaid. That could have fixed everything. And honestly, Will getting the info that he needed to save Ricky, who is also in on this whole secretive thing, can you honestly really blame him? I don't know, that's just me. Oh, and with Ricky, okay, so she finds some counterfeit money from a delivery guy. Instead of immediately calling the police, she outright confronts them, and what a shock! She gets caught and taken as a hostage. Seriously, Ricky, that was dumb. You're a manager. You should, think. But overall, it's a fine enough episode, but not entirely. I don't know. It's hard to say without annoying some people, but overall, I think it's a pretty meh episode. And it wraps up nicely, I guess, but yeah. Number 12, episode 14, Mermaid Magic. And this pretty much starts the Ricky and Will friendship that I absolutely love. What ranks this so high is pretty much the intensity of Will going through the free diving against Zane. I'll mention you in a bit. And honestly, him almost drowning is honestly surprisingly dark. I'm surprised they said yes to this idea. And Ricky, honestly, you saving his life is gotta be one of your best moments. I mean, 2 episodes ago, you were really willing to trust him, but you go out of your way to save him. That is a good person and a kind heart. And as much as I hate to say this is honestly Sophia one of her best moments. I mean, this is actually one of the few moments where she legit feels scared for her brother. And while it's a failed attempt, at least she tried. And now onto the stuff I didn't like. Zane. Seriously, dude, you are so goddamn petty. Oh, and remember when I said in the episode 5 entry that Nate helps him cheat? Well, this is the one that helps him cheat. Are you kidding me, Zane? Seriously? You go out of your way to be this petty, and you outright cheat the free diving. In the real world, that's not how it works. This is stupid. Thankfully, Ricky makes him come to his senses. But jeevers, come on. But yeah, I mean, the Cleo stuff is not half bad. I mean, where the moon crystal thing is not half bad. But overall, it's a pretty solid episode. If only the Zane stuff could have been cut. And number 11, episode 21, The Jewel Thief. So, this, as much as Zane is awful in this, Burgess Anthony's performance in this episode actually is pretty solid. Both him and Capriahine. They honestly have pretty decent chemistry, and I just wish that it was brought in to make Zane and Ricky more of a believable couple. But then Zane goes the extra mile when he sees that Will makes Ricky the necklace, and he outright steals it to be petty. I mean, come on. But thankfully it's resolved quickly, and Zane kind of realizes that Ricky is moving on, and so should he. But what stops us from ranking it in the top 10 is the necklaces. This will be the necklace from the H20 series, not the moon crystals. I'm sorry, I don't like them. This is the necklace of the series, and it always will be, no matter what. So that's my overall opinion. So yeah, a surprisingly decent episode with great acting, and again, Will being an awesome person to Ricky. But the necklaces is what stopped him from ranking higher. So here we are, folks, the top 10. Here we go from great episodes to perfect episodes. What starts off the top 10? Okay, so you're in like another season of a show. How can you honestly get your audience hooked on the first episode? Well, number 10, episode 1, The Awakening, certainly does that in stride. I like the start of this episode. It's pretty damn impressive. Bella's introduction is pretty memorable. I mean, pretty much with little to no dialogue, and Ricky and Cleo just being good people and helping her against a bunch of mean people. I thought the reveal of her as a mermaid when Cleo goes to save Ricky is a pretty cool reveal. With no dialogue, just shown visually. Perfect stuff. The water tentacle becoming mysterious, Will's introduction was pretty solid stuff. It's a great start to the season that I thoroughly enjoyed. The Zane stuff is not half bad. I mean, him willing to share the cafe with Ricky is a sweet gesture from him. Pretty stuff. pretty great. So yeah, overall a great start to the season, but I wish it could be ranked higher if Emma didn't leave. Honestly, that's my only tripe. Number 9, Episode 2, Jungle Hunt. Honestly, it's honestly a great follow-up to Episode 1. Bella's antics gets the best laughs out of me, and it's so damn sad and funny at the same time. Her to try and get no Will, but also keep me away from the moon pool. It's pretty funny stuff, and Ricky trying to follow her and berate her. Although to be fair, Bella just started hanging out with the girls, so Ricky being hard on Bella is totally understandable. Before I get to that, Bella's cute moments with Will actually is pretty sweet. I mean, they talk about realistic stuff, and it's actually not half bad. It's a pretty sweet start. Cleo and Lois, once again, them putting their scientific minds together to try and figure out the moon pole stuff, is once again solid, but done so much better here than it was in the entry that I mentioned before. So overall, a much better follow-up to Episode 1 than most would. So yeah, it's a great episode. Number 8, Episode 24, Too Close for Comfort. When I was younger, I really didn't like this episode. But as I got older, it started to grow on me. And it's freaking great. The main plot has got to be one of the best. I mean, it's too early to say that. There's 7 other entries left. But honestly, the main plot is what ranks this high. So yeah, through Kim's demands, Dawn decides to get a second job at the marine park as a pirate, which is honestly a funny visual. And I like, again, Alan David Lee's performance is freaking solid here, and more on that later. I like that he comes to the conclusion that not only is he getting popular, but Cleo might lose a job. And his one line, "Is it my fault?" feels real to me. I mean, at first you think Don quit his job for the sake of Cleo's sake, but Cleo honestly, the scene where they talk about it is some of the best acting I've seen. I initially buy them as being father and daughter, and it feels amazing. Cleo comes up with a better idea. Instead of one of them quitting their job, why don't they work together? That is ingenious. Why didn't they do this earlier? This is a freaking great idea. And honestly, they're both happier for it. It's generally sweet. And I absolutely love it that they are willing to work together instead of one of them having to drop everything. I also like the subplot with Bella and Will. I mean, they play into the realism that they have different things in common. Bella with her singing, Will with his diving, but there is one thing they do have in common: swimming. And honestly, they play into this new couple relation stuff very realistically. And that underwater kiss was the cherry on top of perfect. A solid episode all around. Fantastic. Number 7, Episode 13, To Have and to Hold Back. Yeah, this one made me cry. Oh my god. Honestly, once again, this also plays into the realism of should Lois take his dream job or stay with the woman he loves. And honestly, Cleo telling him to go and follow his dream has got to be one of the most mature moments I've seen from Cleo. And she is angry at him at first, which, yeah, Can you honestly blame her? He was about to leave without telling her. And honestly, the acting chemistry between Phoebe Toykin and Angus McLaurin has got to be some of their best acting. You thought the beautiful moment from season 2, episode 25, Sea Chain, was beautifully done? To have him to hold back is perfect. Honestly, the scene where they have to say goodbye to each other is so heartbreaking. Oh, I couldn't stop crying after this. It was that perfect. Also, Dawn and Sam getting married is one of the best written parts ever too. I mean, I like the chemistry between Alan David Lee and Penny Gray, who plays Sam. It's generally sweet, and I love they get married on Mako Island, and it's a beautiful wedding. It's sweet. It's downright perfect. But the one thing, I would have ranked this higher if it weren't for Kim. She goes out of her way to both ruin her father's wedding and her sister's happiness. And I don't sadly buy her apologizing to them. It's a minor thing that annoys me. Even her reasoning for it is kind of relatable, but the way it's handled feels forced to me. But apart from that, the acting is fantastic, the wedding stuff is great, and the two of them separating on good. The two of them, okay, not separating on terms. The two of them temporarily parting ways is gonna some of the best acting and writing I've ever seen. It's downright perfect. Number 6, episode 25, A Date with Destiny. This is actually pretty good. Okay, I'll get the mediocre thing out of the way. The subplot with Sophie, Zane, and even Ryan is fine. I get what they were going for, but it really didn't hook me that much. The main plot is what is interesting. Both intriguing and scientifically correct. I won't delve too much into the factual stuff. Go watch that episode for more detail. But I like the idea that of why Michael is starting to heat up so much, and the face acting from all three main leads is gotta be some of the best face acting I've seen. I mean, the way they watch the video of the comet coming down towards the Earth and and turn the Earth into a great ball of fire is visually impressive. It's downright amazing. It kept me very invested, and it got me excited for the final episode, which also was handled well. Honestly, this is a pretty great episode. Solid all around. Number 5, episode 8, Kidnapped. I thoroughly like. This is a great full moon episode. Possibly the second best episode. I almost said it was the best, but there was one that was better. I like the intensity of this one. For one, the scariest part was Bella almost turning into water, and Cleo and Ricky trying to hold her together. It was pretty intense and was kind of disturbing, really. I mean, the idea of literally turning into water is kind of unnerving. Ugh. I like that this is actually Bella's first time doing this, and I like that she tries to tell Nate, sorry, we have to reschedule band practice. I have something going on, and it is pretty damn funny. The funniest bit with Lewis trying to take camera footage of the tentacle in action is gonna be some of the saddest and yet funniest moment, as he finds out that not only he couldn't, but it wiped the memory card clean. Honestly, that's gotta be some of the funniest stuff that I've seen. Honestly, he just wanted to capture the footage and study it, but he couldn't. So overall, I think Kidnapped is a pretty great full moon episode. But there is one that is thoroughly better. Can it make the top spot? Well, we'll find out pretty soon. Number 4, episode 10, Revealed. Now, one of my commenters brought this up. The stuff with Will finding out Bella is a mermaid is forced. That's all I'm gonna say. But the rest of it is pretty damn fun. And it brings up a really interesting idea. Should Will know about the mermaids? Since, well, Zane is dating Ricky and he knows she's a mermaid. Lewis is dating Cleo and he knows Cleo's a mermaid. Shouldn't Bella get the same treatment? This was just interesting bringing up back in season 2 about should Ash know Emma is a mermaid, which was also a great episode. And this one is no exception too. But what really ranks this high in the top 5, and this is honestly Indiana Evans' performance as Bella at her best. The scene where she pretty much tells Will her backstory, how she became a mermaid, is performed well, it's visually impressive, and the musical score is surprisingly amazing. The way it's told through flashbacks and shown visually is really well done. And you can feel for Bella as she's like, should I really trust him? And at first, you think Will has backstabbed her and telling Sophie. But in a predictable twist, he just tells her about the shell she got for him, which she got in the beginning. Honestly, this is a great episode. Minus the forced way Will finds out, but overall, a fun episode nonetheless. And this is Bella. This is honestly Bella's the acting from Indiana Evans' Bella is the best here. Top notch and sweet. So, now we're in the top 3. Have you been keeping track? Do you know what the 3 episodes that I've mentioned are left? Let's get into it. Number 3, episode 20, Queen for a Day. I never knew how much this episode make me laugh. The concept alone is pretty damn funny. Bella possibly gets the funniest laughs. I mean, the poor girl is just trying to sing, and every time she goes in, it's like, achoo! Again, achoo! Oh, the poor girl's just trying to sing, and she can't stop sneezing. Oh yeah, and her powers start going out of control. Pretty much anything that's liquefied pretty much becomes jelly. I mean, it ruins her time in class, it ruins her time at the cafe, it even blows up the smoothie machine. It's so damn funny. And this is honestly Kim's funniest moments. I mean, she gets hired by Sophie, who becomes manager now that Ricky's left. And to Kim's credit, her knowing her OH&S stuff is some of the funniest bits ever. In case you don't know what OH&S is, it's occupational health and safety. Anyway, that's a little fun fact for you. Anyway, her telling all this knowledge like a crazy pest, smart Alex Smarty Pants is some of the funniest acting from Cleo Massey. But that's not the best of it. Wait for my next entry. But you honestly feel bad for Kim when she gets ruthlessly fired by Sophie, who's just added at this point. I mean, being the manager is hard, but taking it out on your new employee? Damn, that's rough. And to think it was Will's aftershave that's what caused all this mess to start. That is honestly the funniest twist that I've ever seen. I mean, it was kind of predicted, but you would never figure it out if you paid close attention to the details. And Ricky finds out for herself as she sneezes herself. It's a pretty funny reaction. Honestly, it's a great episode. Tough, funny comedy at its finest. Who would have thought this episode could make me laugh so much? Number 2, episode 4, Valentine's Day. I mean, this is just, alongside the number 1 entry, this is a perfect episode. Honestly, I can't find any flaws here. All 3 moments with the girls, it's just perfect. This is Zayn and Ricky's relationship at their best. I mean, at the end of the episode, they just dance. Kind of reminds me of the season 1 episode, the Love Potion number 9. They just dance. They feel like a real couple. And this is honestly perfect. I love it. The stuff with Cleo and Lois going fishing for their Valentine's Day date is it's so damn funny. But I like that Lois takes the criticism and decides to do something else. Pretty solid. Bella's cute moment with Will when she tries to get, what's the word here? His attention. She creates a heart jelly out with her powers. There is a cute moment in there before she does that, is where she accidentally stomps on a sandcastle made by a little kid, and she helps him out. And he whistles her using her powers. And that little kid pretty much mirrors me at that age when I watched the show when I was younger. And doing that is so damn cute. So cute. And we're not even to the best part. Kim is also at her best. I mean, she goes through what pretty much when you become a teenager. Boys. And she tries to get both of them. She tries to get both of them. And sadly, when she gets older, it won't work. And this is honestly Cleo and Massey's performance perfectly. I mean, this leads to the best part of the episode, Don. So, he meets Sam, and this is Sam's first episode. And even though it was an accident, Kim almost screwed up Don's chances of getting some sort of promotion thing. I mean, Sam is a Marine inspector. But when Kim apologizes to Don, and Don realizing that she just wanted to get his attention, the scene where they talk it out is one of the beautifully written and acted. Even Sam notices this, and this is Penny Gray at her acting prowess. Perfect for her first episode. She sees that Don is a great father to both of his daughters, and her wanting to give him a second chance is the cherry on top of perfect. And honestly, this leads to a beautiful romance between Don and Sam. I'll get more deep into that when I do a full season review tomorrow. So honestly, Valentine's Day is a perfect episode, but there is one that can top it. What is the best episode? Do you know what it is? Let's find out. And what I consider my number 1 favorite episode of season 3 is number 1, episode 22, Maker Masters. I mean, how could it not be my favorite? The way it sets up its 2 plot lines is perfect. I mean, I consider this my favorite full moon episode of the season. I might do a ranking of the full moon episodes from worst to best thing in this show, but that's for me to figure it out. But overall, Mako Masters is great. Its plotline with the exam feels realistic, and I love that Cleo is the one. Cleo takes the Emma mantle of trying to be serious with the exam stuff, while Ricky and Bella want to know more about the moon pool stuff, which is also great. And the scene where they're taking the exams feels realistic and intense. One screw up, and you pretty much fail the exam. I love the way the episode ends with the girls having to make an arm to confront the tentacle. The tentacle effects look perfect. The way they set up the season finale is top notch. And as much as Zayn didn't need to be there, he goes out of his way to make sure that she's okay. That's honestly Zayn at his finest. Even when he's not dating Ricky, he still cares for her to some degree. And even though he's told he's not wanted, there was an attempt there, and it's perfect. Honestly, everything in this episode was perfect. And I consider it the #1 best episode of H20 Just Add Water Season 3, period. So that's my ranking. I hope you liked it. Let me know down in the comments below if you agree or disagree. I got one more video of H20 to talk about. That had been a full season review of the series, of the season. I'll be posting that tomorrow. And I hope you liked this. It was a long video. Until then, I'm the Shadow Reviewer, signing off.